Today might seem like business as usual, but today is a pretty big day. Today, deliveries will arrive. Connections will be made. Records will be set, and mountains will be moved. Today, next year's crops will be planted. Schools will be open. Family meals will be enjoyed. Fashions will be defined. And dreams will become reality. Today, a single decision will change everything. And today, especially in times of uncertainty, like every day, SAP will deliver real solutions to real challenges, so every business's vision can be made real. SAP, bring out your best. Please welcome to the stage Thomas Sauer-Essig.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. It's so great, actually, to be back with all of you here in Orlando. And I have to say, I'm actually amazed how many are also physically present here in the keynote, considering most of you were to the Howl at the Moon or the Blue Martini yesterday night. So thanks for coming over again. And I promise it will be worth it. Day 2 of the Sapphire will be a phenomenal day to close out the day with a lot of innovations. But let's talk why we're here today. And as we saw in the video, actually, the work we do today will actually enable our tomorrow. Today's transformation will actually power tomorrow's resilience. And actually, since we came together the last 12 months, last Sapphire, so many things have changed. The last 12 months, a lot of elections happened. We saw a lot of uncertainties. Christian talked yesterday about all of that as well with tariffs. And basically, we're living in an ever-changing world. And honestly, that's nothing new. Since COVID, the war in Ukraine, and everything what happened, we know that actually, in the end of the day, agility is not optional. It's survival. And last year, I have to say, I was super excited to share with you our activities around the simplified engagement model with the enterprise architects, about the RISE with SAP methodology, and also what we did with the integrated Toolchain to really power your transformation. And we delivered. We see customers actually who save up to 30% of the cost leveraging the RISE with SAP methodology and Toolchain. And actually, I guess that's more important than ever because budgets are under pressure. We know that. And we also know that our customers want to see faster transformations, faster time to value. And while we're actually happy about what we shipped and what we delivered, we also know we cannot stop here because we know today the pace of change has never been this fast, but it also will never be as low again as today. And you saw all the fascinating innovations yesterday with agentic AI, how Joule is spreading across the enterprise. But it's also something where we know this is not the reality for all of you yet. But you can be assured we will be at your side every step of this journey to make that a reality what you have seen yesterday. That also all of your end users will experience this new SAP, these new capabilities which you saw yesterday. And what you also hopefully have seen is how we evolve to fit to your needs. And that's something what you've seen with this flywheel effect from data, applications, and AI, and how we bring that together with our portfolio to serve you. And on top of that, we actually improve our services, our engagement model, to really help you to drive a faster cycle of innovation and improvement. And I can promise you, it's our goal every single day to serve you better for your needs. For this year's keynote, actually, I thought we'd try something out. We do it a little bit different than the traditional keynote. And it's like innovation. Sometimes it's a risk, and let's see if it works. Yesterday actually didn't work, so no risk, no fun. I give it a try. So because I want to engage you, I want to actually get your feedback along the entire keynote, which means I will involve you to be part of this keynote today. So at different sections of the keynote, I will actually ask you questions. And it would be great if you could participate using your smartphone and really give us the answers. So let's try that out first. So please scan the QR code which you see. And I promise we start lightly actually as a test. What is the best roller coaster in Orlando? So let's see what you look for. Jurassic World, Revenge of the Mummy. Oh, let's see what you vote for. I see. So far, Jurassic World seems to be the top priority. Okay, so that's how it will work throughout the course of the keynote. And I think the winner is Jurassic World, I would argue. And it's part of the Universal Studios. And we had yesterday NBC Universal, a valued reference customer, on stage as well to show how they actually transformed leveraging RISE with SAP. Now, let's turn on a little bit the heat. I have perhaps a little harder question. We know that our customers have a tremendous impact on the global markets. And in fact, our RISE with SAP customers represent a significant total of the global economy. So what do you believe from the world's GDP? Our RISE with SAP customer, do they cover 20, 30, or 40%? And I see the vast majority is leaning towards the 40%. 30% is picking up soon. Now it's getting a little raise. So the answer is 40%. With more than 8,500 customers who leverage RISE with SAP already, RISE with SAP is the approach to help our installed base customers modernize their legacy applications and also to really adopt our SAP Business Suite, delivering true business transformations. And please be assured, we don't take that lightly. We understand our responsibility and our obligation to operate at the highest level of operational excellence with the highest level of security. In the meantime, we manage more than 146,000 systems with an actual SLA achievement of 99.996, so close to 5 nines of availability. And I can promise we will not stop here. We will continue to evolve the RISE with SAP journey for all of you. So we are rising, if you will, to the next level together, also based on your feedback. And one of the things where we are excited to announce today, that we evolve our RISE with SAP methodology to cover the SAP Business Suite. So we go from fit to standard to fit to suite. So we will enhance and update the entire life cycle of the projects in our Cloud ALM product and also provide new dashboards and new AI capabilities as part of RISE with SAP. We will also launch new transformation preparation services to build tailored transformation roadmaps with all of you. But today's keynote is all about customers, actually. And that's the reason I recommend that we hear directly from them how they transformed, how they leveraged our technology to basically take the next step in that transformation. And one of the industries which is undergoing a significant transformation, most probably one of the most disruptive ones we've seen, is the automotive industries. And also here, a little question to the audience. What do you believe, what was the year where the first car was sold? Now I'm excited to see where you tip. Okay, 1900, nobody, really somebody did 1850, that's brave. That's good. But as you see already, the first car was actually sold in 1888. And the company who has built that car is transforming the automotive industry for almost 150 years. Mercedes-Benz is one of the most iconic brands globally and is a proud SAP customer for many, many years. And they have earned their reputation through decades of innovation. So let's hear today where they stand. So please welcome on stage and give a big round of applause to the CIO at Mercedes-Benz Group, Katrin Lehmann. Hey, good to have you on stage.
Good morning, Orlando. It's so good to be here and see so many of you this morning. So Mercedes and SAP have a long history, but we took it to the next level, I would say.
Absolutely.
We started our RISE journey together, and I'm very happy to talk about that with you today.
Absolutely, and we're very honored actually to be able to serve Mercedes-Benz. And a little secret here for the room, so please keep it here. Actually, the first car which I drove when I did my driver license was actually from my grandma, the Mercedes. Back then it was a D190. The D is not actually existing anymore. Back then it was standing for diesel. So that's actually a personal relation also we have with Mercedes-Benz. So we're more excited to participate in that transformation. But let's talk about transformation. And you mentioned already, Mercedes-Benz took the decision for RISE with SAP last year. What were the challenges you were facing and tackling and want to tackle with RISE with SAP?
So actually, I took on that role just a year ago. And the first thing you do is you do an assessment of what you have. And I have more than 10,000 applications in the system landscape. And out of those, 1,200 SAP applications. And most of them still on ECC. So how did we tackle that topic? We bought LeanIX. We implemented LeanIX. We sorted the systems by importance and really took the time methodology, transform, invest, migrate, eliminate, to plan where we need to go. And we took the most important systems, and those we're migrating to RISE right now. And then we're deciding on the other ones what we'll do to transform to move them to the next level.
Yeah, I have to say I'm always super impressed. Again, thinking about the numbers Katrin shared, 9,000 applications, 1,200 SAP systems, I mean, phenomenal. But it also clearly proves already why it's so important to structurally, systematically use tooling like LeanIX to actually sort all of that out. So no, really always super impressed. So what are the benefits you are expecting in that transformation?
So moving to RISE also means that we can leverage innovation, and AI is very important to us. So we are the inventors of the car. So we have lots of very talented and curious engineers in the organization, and they're always looking at me like, okay, what can I do with AI? So I'm really looking forward to leveraging all what SAP RISE offers, and Joule, and everything. So we're in the middle of checking out all these different use cases. But also AI is not new to us at all. We leverage already for a couple of years for our engineers with GitHub Copilot, and we use it along the complete supply chain and value chain of Mercedes. We have implemented lots of different cases already, and now we're also looking to Joule and other cases by SAP. Absolutely.
So we will absolutely do this. So basically what you describe is that as part of your basically strategy, you embrace AI in everything what you do also at Mercedes-Benz. And as you mentioned, the business AI from SAP will basically be part of your overarching AI strategy, touching all of the cases. Can you tell us a little bit of a couple of cases you have from AI strategy?
Yes, so I mentioned we have lots of engineers that are also developing our software in the car. So if you drive a Mercedes, I'm sure you know Hey Mercedes. That's your buddy in the car that helps you go wherever you want and help you out in different cases on the road. So there we have AI implemented, but also along the enterprise everywhere. Yeah? So we have our own ChatGPT in our portal. We use it in finance, HR, in the plants. So if we have a quality issue in one plant here, for example, in the US, and then in Sindelfingen, we can check really also the blue-collar worker via natural language, talk to our internal MRS GPT, we call it, for quality problems and solve them directly. So we have already, along all the enterprise, we have AI cases implemented, and now we're really looking forward to the ones that SAP will deliver with us.
And we'll do, absolutely. Thanks so much, Katrin. It's super exciting to see how you transform Mercedes-Benz already. So thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I mean, as also Katrin mentioned, I mean, 2025 will be the year of productive use of value from AI, and that's something where everybody is looking forward to. But also here, I still hear that actually the productive use and the value realization is a challenge, and you perceive it hard to embrace AI. So now, again, I ask you to join me here with the question, what is actually your biggest roadblock to AI and value realization? Data, talent, use cases, data quality, cost. Big Brother is an interesting one. Master data, trust. And I think what we see overarchingly here already, and data seems to be in the center of the conversation, is for sure that fundamentally, to embrace AI has so many different variables and topics you need to consider. And that's what we as a company, and you saw it yesterday, we want to make it easy for you to embrace AI with our embedded AI scenarios. In the meantime, more than 230. At the end of the year, more than 400. With Joule as an overarching digital co-pilot, really also as a multi-agent framework, leveraging all the agentic AI capabilities. And also with our AI foundation to also ensure that it's really the most relevant, reliable, and responsible AI that you can really trust into the topic. But what is also mentioned here is data, and we will come to that and how central that is and how we want to help you with our services to overcome the data challenges in your organizations as well. And for sure, while the embedded AI scenarios drive a significant value already for all of you, it's also clear that you want to differentiate. You have custom-specific ideas about how to leverage AI to differentiate in the market. And we want to enable that with our customer innovation services, leveraging Joule Studio, leveraging the Gen AI on the AI foundation, that you can differentiate in your business. And with that, for sure, we also have an ambition that you can reduce the cost for custom app and custom AI development and deployments throughout the entire life cycle of AI. And we don't do that alone. We also here leverage partners. And that's the reason why I'm super proud to announce a new partnership with AWS, which will establish a dedicated AI co-innovation program, a fund to support the definition, building, and deployment of Gen AI apps on the BTP tailored for cloud ERP workloads using the capabilities and models of AWS. And with that, we also leverage the synergies of AWS and the partner ecosystem to really drive this value creation at scale. So now, for the next chapter of this keynote, actually, I'm thrilled and very honored to also welcome somebody on stage who has a deep empathy with IT, who has actually run the enterprise architecture function internally at SAP in the past in our IT application services, and who also has run our cloud ERP development for quite some time. And now he's delivering as the Chief Revenue Officer of Americas and also the head of the Global Business Suite organization, value to our customers. Welcome on stage, Jan Gilg. Hey, Jan, good to have you.
Thank you. Good morning, Orlando. Good morning.
So tell us a little bit about your new role, Jan, actually.
Yeah, it's actually pretty easy. I'm here to help our customers understand how the SAP Business Suite can help them be more productive, but also unlock some future growth.
And you say that's easy? I think that's a tough job. Tell us a little bit more.
All right, before we do that, actually, let's ask the audience another question. So, the Mentimeter up. The question is, how many applications did a 10 billion company run on average in the year 2000? What do you think? Is it 10? Is it 50? Is it 100? 10 billion company. Not super large, but representative.
No, it's interesting.
100?
70% to 100 applications?
It's actually been 10.
10. Well, that's a surprise.
So very, very limited. But now we're looking forward. We're looking into 2025. How many applications is it basically today? 100, 250, or 600? What do you think?
I think the audience is leaning towards 600.
600, yeah, it's coming.
But 250 is growing quickly, huh? Let's see.
Yeah. Well, the answer is 600. You were right. And the question is, what does that tell us? Well, certainly the cloud has unlocked the ability to consume technology much, much faster. And landscapes, they have become larger and much more complex. You saw that yesterday from Mohammed as well. And the business processes, they actually started to break. And let's look at the business outcome, because at the end of the day, that's what SAP stands for. And every application, for sure, it has a value proposition in itself. But if we look now at the global productivity growth, we see basically two things. First one, during the first wave of ERP, from 1995 to 2005, the global productivity grew by 2.6%. And we like to attribute that primarily, of course, to our generation of R3 software. I don't know how much it actually was, but it's probably a good portion. But then, if you look into the years 2005 to 2025, with the rise of the SaaS, software as a service, for every business problem you have a solution, the productivity only grew by 1.5%. So what's the conclusion of that? Well, more technology does not automatically mean better business outcomes. And I believe nobody wants to basically move back to the old monolithic on-premise world. We are entering now the age of AI, agentic AI. So the challenges to make everything work together will exponentially become harder. And what customers need, therefore, is to go back to integrated business processes, especially in an uncertain business environment. And therefore, an integrated, harmonized enterprise foundation is the key. And that's the reimagined SAP Business Suite that is actually data-driven, that is AI-powered, and that can democratize the access to business AI. I'm convinced that this will then truly unlock the next wave of productivity, and the time is now. But Thomas, instead of us talking about all of this, why don't we ask the user community to give their voice on that?
Absolutely. And with that, I think we can welcome on stage the CEO of America's SAP User Group to talk with us about what the user groups gives us as feedback from the community. Welcome on stage.
Great idea.
Jeff Scott.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Hello. I get to be upstairs with you guys today.
Yeah.
Who was at Howled the Moon past midnight last night? Me. How many of you have a Wednesday voice? That voice that comes up after you're thinking, I've been talking way too long. So.
But there's still a big crowd, actually.
There's a great crowd here this morning.
And I have to say, I'm looking for my Thursday voice, actually.
We've always laughed the best noise is the sound of the wheels of the airplane going up as you leave Orlando, right? So yeah, you're absolutely right. So Jan.
Welcome back to Sapphire, first of all. You've been here before.
Annual conference, yeah, many times. But thanks you are now leading the Americas, and congratulations to you. What an amazing opportunity for you. We've known each other for years, and I'm excited for everything you're going to bring to this community.
Oh, thank you. And Geoff, let me ask you a question. I mean, you talk to customers basically every day. So what's top of mind currently for those customers, which maybe wasn't top of mind even a year ago or 2 years ago?
Well, I think number one, and Christian mentioned it yesterday, we've been talking about it substantially, is this kind of uncertainty, right? This has really been a big change for us. We weren't quite expecting it, and now we're all dealing with this notion of not just uncertainty here in North America, but uncertainty globally, right? And that really, I think, also requires us to come back to simplicity.
Yes.
Because in uncertain times, we've got to come back to getting things to be simple again so we can react and be in front of that uncertainty versus constantly and perpetually being behind it. And number three, I think productivity, right? That's the third one. And I think everything you guys talk about, the SAP innovations and how customers navigate these innovations is going to be very, very important.
Yeah. I mean, you're also working a lot with users every single day, fundamentally.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the main job. And we talked earlier, and we had basically on stage the question about the roadblocks for AI and the challenges we see with AI. But I assume actually with ASUG, you also have best practices to share. So basically, what did you learn from leveraging AI, best practices which you carved with regards to how to embrace AI in the enterprise to generate value?
I think the Mentee survey you did a few moments ago, I think spoke volumes of this. So number one, strategic planning and alignment. Number two, how do we do pilot projects that we can start off small and scale? And then this is all about data, right? One of the things that I think we as a customer community are going to need to get our arms around is how do we get this data that's in these amazing SAP systems unlocked so we can drive a really important business decisions. And then finally, it's got to be about collaboration and partnerships. Every single one of us in this room rely on you, rely on the partner community to bring this all together, and that's incredibly important. Jan, I want to ask you a question.
All right.
Where do you see the ways that the user community can help you and can help customers influence SAP's product roadmap?
Yeah, so first of all, I think structured feedback is super important for us as SAP to get that through your executive exchanges, for instance, that you're organizing. I would love to see more of those. And then more innovation deep dives. I think that is what ASUG can do to reflect really the customer voice and also bring it back then to SAP. And you know, with my former hat as the product leader, I know Mohamed from in the audience agrees with that. It's good to get that feedback, and that's basically the promise then also for us to listen to what the user group has to say in a consolidated way and also bring some of this then back in the product.
And you know, Thomas, for you, since you've always been a great, and we've known each other for years, a great proponent of the user groups globally. Shout out to all the rest of the global user groups that are here with us this week. what do you think is the way that we can integrate this customer feedback for you?
I think, as Jan mentioned, I mean, as a company, for sure, we were actually successful because we always listen to customers. If you talk to our founders, they will tell you we learn from our customers how to evolve our products. And that's, I think, deeply ingrained in what we do. And we want to, for sure, do that structurally as a company. So what we basically do with a structured engagement, with our enterprise architects, with our customer success managers, we, for sure, embrace this feedback and align it very close with our product managers to ensure that your feedback is really structurally basically going also to our product organization. But for sure, we do it also systematically. We embrace Qualtrics, for instance, for product experience feedback. So every end user across the suite can provide direct feedback basically on every screen to give feedback about the product, which directly, again, is leading to the product management teams. And for sure, we use a lot of telemetry in the systems itself to measure usage. And last but certainly not least, we welcome all the feedback we get from the customer influence portal, where we really channel all the feedback together and give it to the product management teams. Again, in the end of the day, for the next 53 years, it will be about leveraging this customer feedback to deliver the next, basically, era of enterprise applications.
And I love that because you lead with this every day. Whenever you and I talk to each other, you always ask me what's on the mind of the customer. And I thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
So Jeff, thanks so much for being here. Looking forward to ASUG and SAP coming together at TechEd in November. And then we do have in Berlin the ASUG the Tech Connect is in Louisville actually for ASUG. There we're getting together as well. The TechEd is in Berlin. So thanks so much for being with us here today.
Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you. Good to see you. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, thank you, Thomas. I see you in a little bit. Yeah, there's amazing power actually when customers learn from each other, I believe, and we learn from them. And there's also power when customers use the SAP Business Suite. They can truly reinvent themselves. And the customer who did exactly that is Phoenix Global. They're a mining company with heavy machines, but the machines, they didn't always run super smooth until they actually turned to the SAP Cloud ERP. They're here now to tell their story, so please welcome the CIO of Phoenix Global, Jeff Salentrop. So, welcome, Jeff. So tell us a little bit about Phoenix Global.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, Phoenix Global, we're a world leader in metal and mining services. So what does that really mean? We're embedded, our customers are steel mills around the world. We go into the steel mills, run all the heavy equipment, and we basically process all the byproducts of steel making. So the recycling process, the preparation process, and really have a key role in the sustainability of the whole steel making industry. One thing a lot of people don't know is almost over 90+% of the US steel industry is from recycled steel. And we're very proud of our innovations and our advancements in that sustainability process.
Awesome. And maybe can you share a little bit about your technology story, because you were growing almost too fast, right? A few years ago, and then maybe you share that story, and then what do you do with technology?
Yeah, so it's a fairly interesting story. So 21, 23, we opened up 8 sites over that 2-year period. And our business is a very capital-intensive business, lots of heavy equipment, growing very, very fast. And obviously with some economic headwinds of inflation and some of those things, I actually joined the company in early March 23 in bankruptcy, because we'd grown so fast, and we hadn't really, the industry really hadn't embraced digital and all the operations you needed to move that fast.
Wow, that's amazing. And then what did you do? So is that where Cloud ERP came in, and how did you react?
Yeah, so a lot of people ask me, like, you joined a company in bankruptcy, you must be a little bit crazy, and maybe I am, but we really had to act fast, and the leadership team really wanted to reimagine how we do business, and so we got rid of, our goal was to bring in, we selected SAP Grow, all best practice implementation, to replace every system in the entire company. Now there's other subsystems, but we basically replaced every subsystem, get rid of the paper and pencil, do best practice, and not only do best practice for simplification, but level up. So the best practices were a lot better than some of the existing process, especially when you grow that fast. So it was a huge lift. And we actually went live within 8 months of initiating that process.
That's a nice period of time, 8 months. So where are you today?
So today, we're live and we're still deploying. We've gotten rid of all the paper and pen. We've built out our full data model. So that's one of the other big unlocks. We have the ability with a standardized, out-of-the-box, core product. We've deployed to several of our sites. We're still deploying, and then we're continuously innovating on top of that. So one of the big things that we've got and we've learned through this process is obviously with all this heavy equipment, we use SAP maintenance to maintenance all of our equipment, do our own maintenance. We've returned millions and millions of dollars back into the business. Our profitability, utilization's up. We have some other AI models as well that are embedded in there as well, and we've just scratched the surface there.
That's so impressive, Jeff. Jeff, I would say that's a true story of growth, and thanks so much for sharing it here with the audience. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Big hand of applause. So I really like what Jeff was saying just now about the power of the public cloud, and that's a great segue into our next customer that we will have right now on stage. Mars is a 100-year-old company, but it's still family-owned. And some of the world's most iconic brands, you probably all know them, Snickers, Milky Way, and my personal favorite, M&M's. But their story is so much bigger. The snacking division alone is growing so fast that it needs the public cloud to keep up, as you heard yesterday at the main keynote from Anand. And they may be a global giant, but even giants must evolve to stay ahead. And exactly that is what they're doing. And they're here to talk about it. So please welcome the global CIO of Mars Wrigley, Will Beery, and the global VP of Digital Platforms, Praveen Muturu. Hey, Will. Thanks so much. Thanks for joining us.
So Jan, I heard you're a big fan of M&M, so I brought you some special SAP Sapphire.
Oh man, that's amazing.
To enjoy.
Whoa, thank you. I love those. Especially my daughters, they always yell at me when I sneak out the sweets from the drawer. So that's amazing. That's even SAP branded here, blue and white. Perfect. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Good. I think actually with you on stage, there's a great opportunity to ask the audience another question, because Mars has such a big history. So the question is, in what year did M&M actually become the first candy that was sent to space? 69, 81, or 99?
Wow. Ooh, 69.
69.
81's catching up.
You know the answer. What is it?
You tell them. 81.
The answer is 81. Astronauts on the first space shuttle flight actually in 1981 requested them on board, and they got them. So amazing story. But now let's bring it a little bit further down to earth, I would say. And Will, maybe we'll start with you. Can you talk about what prompted Mars to begin the journey, and what challenges did you need to solve?
Yeah, thanks, Jan. So Mars and SAP have been partners since my 21 years in this career. But a lot's changed since then. I mean, in fact, it's hard to believe, but we're 4 times bigger of a company from when I joined. And that's come from organic growth, but also lots of inorganic growth. So when you think of the Mars snacking construct, which you mentioned, we have the big Mars Wrigley confectionery business, but we also have a division that's housing those high growth acquisitions like True Fruit, Nature's Bakery, and Kind. And then I also have a retail business. As you see behind you, I have the M&M's World Flagship Stores, and we've most recently acquired Hotel Chocolat, which we're bringing to the United States. So when you think about our digital strategy and also the architecture that needs to be there to enable these businesses, it has to be more global, it has to be more standard, it definitely has to be able to scale, but it also has to be easier for those acquisitions to easily plug in and pull capability from the bigger businesses. So if I take that into the ERP, it's really a 3-tier approach. As you heard yesterday from Anand, we're using the public cloud to house, True Fruit first, then Nature's Bakery, now Kind. For my retail business, we've deployed a retail-specific RISE instance that will run the M&M stores, but also be fit for purpose when Hotel Chocolat's ready to go. Amazing. And Mars Wrigley, we're in the midst of developing, really more, customized, complex template with the rest of Mars Incorporated. And that will, that 3-tier model, it allows us the agility for the smaller businesses like Kind. It allows us interoperability across all businesses because we want to drive scale and efficiency where it makes sense. But honestly, it's also going to enable a massive integration if we were to acquire a sizable snacking business in the future. So it's working out really well, and SAP and RISE are really being a massive partner, helping us do that fast and do that at a lower total cost of ownership.
Yeah, that's amazing. Let's talk about your larger digital transformation strategy, and for that I want to bring in Praveen. You're the Global VP of Digital Platforms, right? So from one product guy to the other, how is the Business Suite actually driving your transformation, and what productivity gains are you seeing?
Yeah, sure, Jan. Firstly, I would like to set the context of how we thought about transformation, and most of you are already going through the journey. So we, as Will has clearly articulated, understanding the business needs, complex enterprise, as most of you are doing it, with a growth strategy and also the pace of change, the need for speed, right? With all these constraints, we started with a clear digital foundations. Yeah. And the foundations were based upon a model-driven architecture. And most of the times, we lift and shift and we build systems again and again. That's what we have not done. Versus what we have done is take this model-driven approach all the way from our business capabilities, business processes, data, applications and technology, and put those models in the SAP Business Suite. And that is helped us to build a cleaner platform for future, which is resilient. And that's one of the key cornerstones of our transformation. With that said, the productivity from Business Suite is enormous for us. We started with leveraging the automation that's already available in the Business Suite that really reduced the manual interactions and reduced the human errors and gave our associates time back. The real-time data and the embedded analytics really helped us to drive productivity and make accurate and timely decisions. That helps us to drive quality. And last not least, the AI components that the Business Suite introduced with Joule itself has increased productivity across as we have deployed it in our public cloud and private cloud. And it really helped us to onboard new users with change management and also learning. And I wanted to take a minute here to especially thank SAP for your vision. Yes. And making AI a reality for your customers. With that said, a big shout out to our Martians in here and across the digital that are standing here, right? Thank you so much for your dedicated effort in your incredible journey. Thank you so much.
Good. No, thanks so much for those insights. Finally, we talked a lot about BDC the last couple of days, right? And what is the potential that you see in BDC, Business Data Cloud, and what's your advice for others that have actually or might have similar challenges?
Yeah, I'll start, Jan, and then Will, please chime in. So BDC has been a long waiting thing for us because it brings the standardization and the simplification and the canonical model structure, right? So we talked about the model-driven architecture. One of the key components and cornerstones of transformation is data. And then BDC, we are looking at standardizing our data and also our AI strategy, which is really critical. A couple of key takeaways for you guys on the BDC. First is have a clear vision and a good roadmap that has a purpose and value, and also engage your stakeholders like the business and the digital at the same time so that you have some early wins and accommodation of those ideas into your journey. Will?
No, I think you nailed it. I mean, very similar to the ERP strategy, right? You need to have that clear vision. You want to engage executive stakeholders in the process early, and you definitely want to get those quick wins on the board. This is going to be a long, complicated journey, and it's going to change. I mean, the sheer volume of technology that you guys have come out with since the last Sapphire is amazing. So, it's important to get those wins, but it's also important to keep the stakeholders close because you will have to inevitably shift and change gears as we go.
Yep. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for sharing your story. I can't thank you both enough. Great being your customer.
Thank you very much, Jan.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Yeah, let me close on a personal note, actually. I have a lot of empathy for the complexity that you all face. Because I've been in charge for SAP's IT landscape, as Thomas mentioned, in my prior life, and I've seen the other side. And I also know what our products can do, but I also know about the pain of upgrades, of integration, of maintaining customs extensions, and so on. And I'm here to help. I really want to build bridges, actually. I know it is not easy sometimes to navigate SAP. And I'm here to be your voice inside of SAP and to be with you for your entire customer value journey. I think that's really the way we have also changed as a company. We want to be a partner on that journey every step of the way. And we do want to have skin in the game. I hope you see that when you see how our RISE offering has evolved over time, for example. It is a new SAP, and it is a new time, and it is transformational for all of us. We are in the midst of a transformation, and probably all of you are as well. But this transformation is full of opportunity. And I believe the best is yet to come, so let's really embrace it. And we make that commitment not just by our words, but also through our actions and our investments. It's an honor for me personally to have you all here as our customers and to serve you now in my new role as the co-CEO of Customer Success. And with that, I would like to invite Thomas back on stage to give you a glimpse into our Toolchain and what's happening there, into some of our partnerships that help you maximize your investment in SAP, and to make sure at the end of the day that it leads to outcome. We started with the look on productivity, and that's what it's all about. So have a great rest of Sapphire, and Thomas, back over to you.
Thank you, Jan. So I'm always excited actually to hear these customer stories and how our customers use our products and our tooling to really drive their transformations. And when you hear Will and Praveen also talking about the business transformation management portfolio and how it helps, I mean, it's always exciting. As I mentioned in the beginning, we certainly have huge ambitions with this integrated tool chain to drive actually value in 4 distinct dimensions. We want to reduce the cost of transformations. We want a faster time to business value. We want to increase the business agility, as I mentioned. As well, we want to see faster continuous innovation adoption. And I think, let's be honest, I still get feedback from customers who tell me that a transformation cost is about 700 million euros or more. And that's something for sure which we, jointly together with our ecosystem, want to drive down. And that's exactly what we do with our integrated tool chain, which hopefully helps to reduce, and we see that with customers embracing them actively, to reduce the cost by 30%, to also be faster in the adoption of the broader suite of our cloud services which we bring together, and also to increase business agility and also the innovation adoption by the feedback and guidance we can give leveraging that. Some of the customer examples is BHP, who created 500 million of value using Signavio, which basically orchestrated the business transformation, the business process transformation, and fundamentally reinvented their shared service center model. Or Nestle saved 1.5 million hours also using WalkMe to drive the enablement and the digital adoption across 270,000 people across more than 200 applications. Or the first Abu Dhabi bank, actually, who has been able to reduce the number of applications by 25%. And as I mentioned earlier, we will not stop, we will not rest to take that higher. Yesterday it was already shared that we will embrace a new transition guidance in Joule, where we combine and orchestrate all transformation-relevant activities across Signavio, LeanIX, Cloud Application Lifecycle Management, embracing Joule for developer, Joule for consultants to drive down the cost. We also will help you leveraging again the Toolchain and LeanIX capabilities for the AI Agent Hub to bring governance and structure into the new agentic AI world which we see. But also basically AI-based assistance in how you optimize the applications. We will also try to boost actually the user experience and adoption, leveraging WalkMe across the entire business suite and help you with the enablement and learning of your employees. Or think about the AI assistance in SAP Signavio, which basically helps you as a transformation advisor drive process confirmation checks, process context analyzing capabilities. So fundamentally, with that, you can get even greater impact with your business transformation. Fundamentally, AI will be omnipresent across the entire tool chain. And we will continue to work to drive down the cost and drive down the time to value for all of you. But in the end of the day, I'm also a little bit a product guy from the past, and I believe seeing is believing. So I think you should see actually how this tool chain is working together, embracing AI. So let's enjoy a live demo actually showing the different phases of a project end to end, leveraging our tooling. And with that, over to my dear colleague Mohan, who will show us the demo. Mohan, welcome on stage.
Thank you, Thomas, and welcome everyone. Today, let me show you how SAP's integrated tool chain allows you to confidently lead your transformation to SAP Business Suite. In today's demo, I'm transforming a procurement process, a complex and a fragmented one of a customer, to a modular and agile business suite. So let me get started. Let's begin with the transition guidance. This acts as a guide through the entire journey and powered by Joule. Let me start asking Joule, what would be the best way to transform my complex landscape? Joule responds to run the process agent, understand how your business processes perform today. In the past, what would have taken months of consulting engagement with expensive rates, today, with plug and gain in Signavio, and Signavio being application agnostic, we have the real answers from your analysis from your system displayed in real time. So in this case, we have the source to pay, which is a best run score with a low best run score of 31%. Let's dig deep into why the performance lags. Here we see low automation and long cycle times. And also we see the fragmented processes which are running mainly outside of SAP. This means it's a clear inefficiency hiding in plain sight. Now it's next move on to understand the application landscape. So we see the as-is application landscape, how it plays out across SAP and non-SAP applications. So with that, I call the EA agent to understand my application landscape with the technical and the functional fit. Having the comprehensive analysis of the as-is analysis of the business processes and the application landscape, it's now time to delegate the task to the transformation agent to seek the best transition approach going forward. With that, what we have, the recommendation, it's system conversion paired with continuous innovation. Why? Because the transformation agent here knows this is not just a lift and shift. It's an enterprise-wide transformation which is reshaping your entire business processes and touching every aspect of the user journey. With that decision, now we have to evaluate the further architecture. Here in the traditionally, if you look at evaluating enterprise architecture options, often costed you hundreds of thousands and took you a lot of months. With the EA agent in Linux, we have this architecture, target architecture, which is mapped out based on the reference catalog. As you see here, we move from a legacy to a modular business suite with SAP Ariba, SAP Fieldglass, and SAP HANA sourcing and procurement. And with a one click in Linux, we have the entire project plan, which is now digitized in SAP Cloud ALM, based on the RISE with SAP methodology. And we have talked about governance, we have talked about what is clean core with weeks of steering committee meetings. With Clario, a partner solution from Basis Technology, we have these technical options evaluated, benchmarked, and clean core verified. So with all this, the CIOs or the IT pros or the decision makers also want to know the measurement and the observability. That's where we get to know the real business impact now running through the process agent by the side-by-side simulation of your entire processes, current versus the future. So this is really powerful, which was not achievable a year ago. Yeah? So now I move to the execution, which is in the Cloud ALM, which counts the complete milestones, scopes, and the dependencies. And with the Tricentis test automation, we have the testing faster and smarter, leveraging the transform data from Synity. We could also choose the test path, publish the test cases, run the test cases seamlessly. So having said that, once the system is live, once your processes are live, once you've modernized your landscape, we have the Rise with SAP methodology dashboard helping you maintain your system in the clean core state with the clean core dimensions as you see here. And with WalkMe, with the in-app guidance, with the smart walkthroughs and smart tips and the automation, we have covered the adoption journey of the user in real time. With that, we are not leveraging the integrated tool chain, we achieve up to 30% much more cost effective and 35% much faster. And we do not end here. With the new improvement potential, the transformation is always continuous, as you see with the next improvement potential of the plan to fulfill. And this is not a sneak peek into the future. This is happening right now with the integrated tool chain. Back to you
very much. Thank you very much, Mohan. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I think you get a sneak insight into the integrated toolchain and how unique we bring all of these assets together to structurally and systematically help you drive these transformations along all of the dimensions in that sense. And we are not stopping here. What is also important for me, we don't do that alone. We do that together with our dear partners. And we have 14 validated and certified partners for Rise with SAP in the Validated Partner Program, which are equipped with this technology, with this tooling and methodology that you get the value out of your SAP solutions. But for sure, I mentioned that tooling is an essential aspect. But we also want to constantly evolve how we service you, how we want to engage with you. And as I shared with you, last year we launched already the Enterprise Architects to be closer to you and guide you through that journey. But we're also taking now the next step in our services and support portfolio, which we overhaul for you to have a simpler and easier way to engage with SAP. So we will implement a modern, tiered approach of our services and support portfolio, embracing the best we have from enterprise support, preferred success, and max attention, and bring it together on a system which is building up on each other consistently and fully aligned to our product portfolio in that sense. I want to give you a quick example. If you think about AI, what does that mean with foundational, advanced, and max as the new 3 tiers which we will have next year, and we will soft launch it now till end of the year for early adopter customers. From AI perspective, in the foundational plan, we will already turn on Joule for all of you, and we will support your teams with learning journeys about SAP Business AI. In the advanced layer, on top of that, we will also build and activate the embedded AI cases for you across the entire cloud portfolio. And with the Max Success Plan, we go even further and help you actively define a holistic AI strategy and build prototypes for custom AI cases for all of you. So the new success plans are 100% aligned to the product portfolio, streamline our services, and helps with that simplified engagement with SAP, but also that you get the best out of our SAP Business Suite, the SAP Business Data Cloud, and our Business AI portfolio. And in the Mentimeter and the Word Cloud, you gave the feedback on AI as an obstacle about data. And that's exactly what we also see and get feedback from all of you. And that's the reason we will actually introduce new data services as part of Business Data Cloud to help you actually support you by really embracing and harmonizing the data model with free Business Data Cloud discovery workshops and assessment with prescriptive guidance that fundamentally together we will work on your data journey together as part of Business Data Cloud. And with that, I have actually one final question for you. You heard a lot of things today and how we want to help you on your transformation. But what do you believe will actually bring the most for your company transformation? Is it integrated tool chain? Is it a Rise with SAP methodology? Is it a new services and support portfolio? Or is it perhaps all of the above? Let's see. Tool chain is a big one, all of the big one, all of the above. That's good. So I think we see a winner with all of the above. So, but I think it's fair to say, because all of the 3 things need to come together, the right tooling, the right methodology, the right engagement model to really help you. And we want to be with you at your side. And sometimes I get the question actually, when is the right time to start such a transformation? And I want to quote actually a Chinese proverb about that one. And similar to transformation, if you think about the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is now. And that's exactly the same for transformations. It's always the right time is now. So I think what you hopefully have seen today as a key takeaway, we really want to listen to you. We want to hear to you. Because at the end of the day, your feedback makes us better. And we really appreciate your feedback. We really see that as a treasure, what we see. And I promise you, we want to be better every single day in how we want to support you. And with what we presented yesterday and today at the keynote, I think you have all the power in your hands to really transform, to be more resilient tomorrow. With our unparalleled applications, our unmatched data, our unrivaled AI, and how we want to bring that all together to make you unshakable, unbeatable, unstoppable. Thank you very much.